Let's talk about ghost stories, because in your book you talk about a house that you lived in Kent, the Parsonage in Kent, where you had several kind of weird experiences.
Close encounters of the weird kind.
Yeah.
It was odd, because I think people do or don't believe in ghosts, and I've always had a kind of a sense that they're an extrasensory kind of feeling. Sometimes I seem to know what's going to happen in the future, or I sense things about people. Not a very big deal. But the idea of ghosts never seemed strange to me. But the house, I should say, immediately is not haunted anymore, and I think it's because I'm the haunted person, and maybe it came with me. However, when we moved into it, and we were moving stuff in, and the removal men were taking stuff up to bedrooms and stuff going there and stuff going there, there was an enormous cellar, and all the things that had come from our London place, which were going down into the cellar, I was standing there going, you know, if you could put the wheelbarrow down there, and maybe there's boxes of stuff, and perhaps the wine could go around there. And the chaps were taking stuff in, putting it down, going back, boom, 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 up the steps. It was December, very cold. All the doors were open. It was freezing cold, and I was standing by the newel post, waiting for the last man. He came out. He stopped by the newel post and said in a terrible voice, "Leave this place," and went up the stairs. And I was so shocked, because it was so rude, but it was so dreadful. And I was shaken. I thought, I'm not very good at ticking people off, but I think I'll go upstairs and just say to the foreman, "Please don't be so rude." And what was he wearing? He was wearing a shirt with a jerkin and a cap on. And I went upstairs, and of course, now you know the end of the story. There was no such man. There was no man. No man who was removing the trunks and things was dressed like that. Time went by, and in that house, all sorts of things happened. Water appeared. Things were taken here, put somewhere else. Cold spots appeared. Blue bottles appeared and then disappeared but weren't there. It was the most extraordinary place. We heard footsteps, lights went on and off, the whole thing. Eventually, not only because it was haunted, but because it was very difficult. It was too far out of London to drive up and down. And I was in a play, and I was spending all my money on renting flats or trying to drive to and fro. Eventually, my sweet husband, Stephen, agreed to me saying, "Can we move?" And when we were going to move, I went down into the cellar, and I said, "We're leaving, we're selling," like that. And it was in this dark, cold cellar. And suddenly I was nearly knocked out by the scent of roses. Roses, roses.
And it was just in that one house where you had just many experiences, not anywhere else.
I went to, once when we were looking for a house, I went into a house in Brook Green, and I got into the front, the door opened, and I could see a body hanging by its neck from the electric light bulb.
It's a terrible area.
Anyway, this is all silly talk. But you've got stories, haven't you?
No, I mean, I don't believe in ghosts at all, but when I was a kid, about 11 or so, I used to hate piano lessons. I used to play piano, and the only thing I could play was Handel's Largo very badly. And I woke up one morning about 3 o'clock, and I heard it being played beautifully downstairs with this very old piano with ancient yellow teeth keys, you know, the ivory had worn down. It was a very old piano. And I went down the stairs, and I peered like this. I wasn't frightened, I was curious. And I could see the keys going up and down like that. There was no hand there at all. And again, out of curiosity, I sort of went down and sort of stood there watching this. And it was playing absolutely beautifully, or that I should play it, but couldn't play it. And then it finished, and as it finished, the lid came down. And I just sort of walked away and went back to bed. Now, whether I dreamt that, and I didn't dream it, but whether I was sleepwalking, I don't know. But that's the only thing that I've ever encountered in all my life, because I'm a total skeptic about all these things. Not you, sir.
No, but I'd say he was sleepwalking. I don't believe in ghosts.
It's interesting to me because there are
God or anything. No, I don't believe in anything like that. But
I think it all depends on your mood. In other words, your mindset. In other words, you can find a scientific explanation. The scientific part of our minds and the scientific part of our world can explain all of it. And then the other part, it's the same thing as being open to God
I
or
feel like I've
love
got to explain, because the burden of proof is on the people who've seen a ghost or touched by God. I've no evidence for God or ghosts, so it's not for me to disprove it. I see no evidence or reason to believe in it first. So it's for them to prove it, and there's been no evidence of anything.
But what about when you see something absolutely exquisitely beautiful? How do you explain it?
What do you mean?
in a woman or a sky, and you say, well, you can explain it from a meteorological point of view.
What do you mean? Why do we feel it's beautiful, or why is it there in the first place?
No, just the way the mind works is to want to put a cause and effect and an explanation is the scientific piece.
I feel emotions, and I think things are beautiful, like nature or whatever.
You don't. No, I sense that you don't.
But I put that down to you know, this illusion we have of consciousness due to, you know.
The one thing that you've all got in common, actually, apart from the fact that you've all played monsters in your time, and it's great fun playing monsters, of course, isn't it? Much better fun than playing nice people, is that you're all musical. All of you, I mean, in the sense, Joanna, you're married to a musician, of course.
Yes, I get it by proxy, but...
But no, well, you did actually make
I know her.
Yes, but you did sing once, did you not?
Yes, I've sung. Well, I've sung in characters. I've sung on stage.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But you're a singer too, aren't you? I mean,
No.
Yes, no. Yes, you had a rock and roll band. You had.
I'm a failed musician.
And we've got actually proof here of you in your alter ego as David Brent.
Oh, that's all right. I thought you had some real stuff.
No. Just have a look at this. This is David Brent from The Office, actually. This is a video he made in his attempt. This is redundancy money. He spent all his money, didn't he?
To release a single, yeah.
Of this single, yeah. Have a look at this.
No, you won't.
I should say, for all interested parties, that's on a new DVD, isn't it? That's,
yeah, that's the Christmas special coming out.
Christmas special. It's wonderful. I mean, it's great fun.
Thank you. That was great fun doing that.
Yeah.
That was really good fun, yeah. Just one day. Reliving the 80s.
Good. Well, thank you all for being my guest, and I said all the best with the movie. I enjoyed it, and I think that I hope it does well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Joanna too with the book, and Ricky with everything, all of it. You know.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for being my guest. My thanks to Kevin Kline, to Joanna Lumley, to Ricky Gervais.